As human beings, we all like to think that we're special, that we're unique, that there's no one else in the world like us. The problem is, it's just not true. Especially when it comes to golf, there are a few swing faults that most of us amateurs have. A lot of mere mortals struggle with hitting the ball to the right, with slicing the ball, and so many of those swing faults all come back to just a few simple problems. And if you can make some adjustments to those problems, you can play better golf, you can get more consistent, you can build power in the golf swing. Over the last couple years here, if you've been watching the channel, you can see that I've developed a lot of power in my swing, and my swing has actually improved quite significantly. It's not a sweet swing, I'll be the first to tell you that. You would not want to see this on tour, but let me tell you what, on tour there's a couple of ugly swings out there as well, and it works. There are a few real key concepts that I've been working on, and if you've been watching the channel, you know I've been using this device, the Hackmotion, in order to do that. Well, Hackmotion here in the summer of 2025 has rolled out some really cool features that I want to break down for you today. The first being the focus section that they've added to this app so that you can work on simply one swing fault at a time, which I think is absolutely genius. And secondly, they've added some new training videos to the app and also tied it into some guided practice where you can methodically dial in the moves in the golf swing that's going to make you a better ball striker. Today I'm going to demo those features for you and hopefully get a little of my own practice in selfishly. All right, let's get to work. All right, so we're going to launch the Hackmotion app here. You're going to choose your profile. I'm going with the default profile that I've got loaded. And if you want to turn on these beta features, make sure you go over to Guided Practice Beta here on the settings page and make sure that that is toggled to on. So I'm going to bounce back into my full swing, and now I'm going to get my guided practice. I'm going to hit New Practice, and you're going to see that my main issues in my golf swing right now are that I cast the club, and casting, if you don't know what that means, when I am coming down on the downswing, I'm kind of flipping that wrist. That's what you do not want to do. You want to hold that wrist tight. You can start to turn that screw, or some people refer to it as like a motorcycle throttle. You want to feel your wrist turn down, and you want to keep it tucked into your body. Get that club kind of at 90 degrees to the ground as it comes through the downswing. So that's what casting is what I'm going to try to fix here. And then I've got mid downswing being too flexed as well. So those are two things that it's asking me to really be mindful of. And some other things that I've got going on is I have some backswing issues. My top is a little bit too flexed. At address, I'm actually good. So what we're going to do here is just start swinging the club. It says you need to take at least 5 shots. And first we're going to need to calibrate this device. So if you haven't watched my other videos, super easy to calibrate. You just want to make sure that your wrist there is flat. Tell it that it's in position, and then just rotate up about 45 degrees, tell it it's in position. And now you can see on screen, I've got a in real time representation of what my wrist is doing. It's so very cool. So we'll hit start practice now. And then all we gotta do is just start taking some swings. Now, again, on my screen, you're gonna see that mid downswing is where it is asking me to really focus right now. So as I'm coming down, I wanna make sure that I'm turning those screws, that I'm keeping everything a little bit more flexed and really maintaining that wrist angle so that I'm not casting the club out. When you cast the club, what happens is you often hit it off to the right. You can look at my other Hackmotion videos to see what happens when you cast it too much. I just know I need to fix it. So let's see if we can make some improvement here. I made very good contact. And there we go. That time I was not casting. Now we can actually look at other parts of the swing here if we move over to the tile section. So my takeaway, it's saying that I'm still a little too extended on the downswing, but I've fixed pretty much everything else, including one of the biggest swing faults that I have, which is taking the club too far inside. And I did it well there. So shot 2 here. Again, really nice strike. Carried that 145, which is good, but the problem is I did cast there. So right now I'm not gonna look at the other issues that I've got going on. I'm gonna focus on the one thing and really start to dial it in. Now, if you want to make improvements in your golf swing, the best way that I've found, and I think a lot of coaches will tell you this, is to really groove in a swing thought by kind of slowly practicing it. And also when I take this next shot, I'm not gonna take a full shot. I'm gonna take more of like a 3/4 shot and really just work on getting the mechanics right. We can add speed, we can add power once we nail the mechanics. Let's see if we can do that here. So again, just kind of pantomiming what I'm going to do here, turning those wrists in, keeping that club parallel, getting my hips through the ball and staying down on it. Let's see if we can make it happen. Of course, the ball is not going to go nearly as far. I also kind of fatted it, but I didn't cast it. So now I just need to build in that muscle memory, and we still need to take a few more swings here before we get our next piece of advice from the software. Again, nailed it there. Didn't get a reading from my launch monitor because the ball wasn't in the right spot, but we nailed the no casting. Add just a little bit more power there. And now I've got a new focus, which is at impact. So at impact, I also want to make sure that I'm keeping that flexion, that I'm keeping the wrists at the right angle. I'm not releasing too much at the end either. I'm not coming up on the ball. What that allows you to do is actually de-loft the club. So if you want more power, one way you can do that is literally by, this is an 8-iron, probably sitting at, I think this one sits at 38 degrees. Well, I can probably turn it down to about 32 degrees by de-lofting the club, as long as my wrists are in the same spot. That's how you turn an 8-iron into a 7-iron without actually loft jacking a golf club. That's how you gain more distance in the golf swing. So now I've got the casting down pat. I got to make sure I maintain it through impact here and really build some lag. So kind of came up out of that when I felt it. I feel like I nailed it that time. No, I didn't. I was casting there. Now that I'm adding the power back in, my casting is back. So we're going to slow things back down. All right, now we've dialed in the swing here. Got a couple in a row where I really nailed it. So again, if we go to the tiles, we can also, again, see where we're making progress and where we're not. So for instance, at impact, I'm actually in a good position there. Now, if we click on impact, you can see some great graphics that Hackmotion has built in here too, which also describes the problem they're talking about to give you a little bit better idea. And you can see that shaft lean I was talking to you about, where it opens up the club face, it causes shots to go right, and you're going to lose power. We could take it even a step further here and actually watch a video from Hackmotion, which I think is brilliant. So it's fantastic that they've actually built drills into the software here for you to really work on the parts of your game that need it. So now that we have taken a number of swings here and I've really hopefully dialed that in, the next time I load this up again, it's going to have me work on new areas of my swing. I love that. It really focuses you, because so oftentimes when you are working on adjusting your golf swing, sometimes you try to make too many different adjustments all at once and it gets you confused. A lot of people have so many swing thoughts leaning over the ball. Okay, I got to keep my head down. I got to keep my wrists flexed. And I got to make sure of this and that and that. And all that can really overwhelm you. With this, you're literally working on one thing at a time, and I think that is really the best way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and end practice here. We're going to get a summary of our results, and you can see I still cast the club 50% of the time, but that was a lot better than where I started. When I started, I was at about 75% of my swings were casting. So it's really nice to see. You can also name your sessions. You can see the duration that you were doing your practice for, and again, you can see all of the different things that need to be addressed in the golf swing. Now, another thing that Hackmotion does really well is provide drills for you to really work on the things in the golf swing that need help. Not just telling you that you have a problem, but literally trying to help guide your practice and help you improve. So if we bounce back here to guided practice and we go to the drills section, we're actually going to work on one of these drills together. We'll do the Faldo drill. This is a new drill that they've added. First, we'll watch a little bit of a video here to tell us what we need to work on.
This drill will help if you tend to overswing. We'll work on reaching a solid top position with just the right amount of wrist hinge. Not too much, not too little. The idea is simple. Preset your top of swing position at the start, then complete your backswing by turning your shoulders. Here's how to do it. From your normal address, lift the club until it's parallel to the ground without moving your hands. You should have around 90 degrees wrist hinge. Hackmotion will guide you once you're in the right position. From there, complete the backswing by turning your shoulders. Keep your arms and wrists relaxed. Start slow to build the right feel, then gradually speed up and move into full swings. Check out extra tips if needed. Happy golfing.
All right, so we've got our video here. Now we can actually start the drill. So first we're gonna choose the club. I'm using an iron here, so we'll stick with irons and hybrids, but if I had a wedge or a driver, we could choose there. And I'm gonna now go to my address. And just like I was saying, how it's really important to practice every stage of the golf swing and do it really slowly and methodically, that's exactly what we're gonna do here with this drill. So we're gonna go to address and make sure we're in the right spot. I am. Now it wants me to go to 90 degrees, which is here. There we go. And now all I wanna do is rotate my shoulders up. And my rep is now captured. We're gonna do that again, just to build the feels here. So I'm in the address position. Now I wanna go to 90 degrees. Make sure my wrist's in the right spot, and then just rotate my shoulders. And we've got another rep captured. The other thing, you're getting haptic feedback and you're getting that angelic choir, so it's really engaging all of your senses to know that you've done it right. It's a Pavlov's dog's concept in real life. Okay, now that I've built that in, we're gonna go back to our full swings and see if we've learned anything. I'm gonna end that practice. I've got my drill finished, and now I'm gonna go back to full swing, and I'm gonna go with a new practice and see if we can put what we learned into actual practice here. Again, I'm really thinking about getting to there, up, and rotating. Completely thinned that one, and I casted it. But the first swing, we gotta dial it in. I gotta say, I'm struggling with this because when I get to that top position, my wrists then want to go ahead and open back up some kind of adjustment that my body wants to make. So I've got to, again, retrain my brain here to get to this spot, get up there, and still kind of turn those screws down and in. Let's see if we can pull it off. Better, but we're not there yet. I hit it fat, but I got it in the green. Let me see if I can dial it in. And there we go. So, another great feature built into the Hackmotion here. These new drills are fantastic. So hopefully you can see just how powerful the Hackmotion is and how the system continues to evolve. It keeps getting better and better. And I can't wait to see more drills and more features roll out here as 2025 goes on. Hackmotion offers a couple of different packages that are available. They've got the core package, which is going to help you work on the golf swing. You've got the plus package, which is going to add in putting. And then they've got a pro package that's really meant for coaches. I would highly recommend you at least get started with the core package. You can always upgrade later. There are very few investments that you can make for $295 that will have the long-lasting effects that you see here with the Hackmotion. I think it is a fantastic platform that I continue to use, and I'm just amazed at how it continues to evolve here. If you've used it for yourself, I'd love to know. Leave some comments down below. And if you want to learn more about the Hackmotion, take a deeper dive, I've got this video for you right here. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hit subscribe. I'll catch you back next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.